right now. What was I trying to do?
Oh, we're live. We are live.
We're live. Let's see if we can catch a few bodies in here today, bro.
What's up, everybody? Let's get some people in the room. Yo, let
So
me go
yeah.
ahead and get some more stars going over here.
Oh, you begging? Yeah. Oh, here he goes. Here he goes.
Send me some stars, please. I'm starving.
Somebody help Mike out.
Can you
Obviously,
see, can you see that Mike, the TikTok credit guy, is starving?
this dude gonna get money by hook or by crook, even if he got to beg for it.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen?
Monique, we got Kevin Jerry. What's good? What's going on?
There you
Monique
go.
Huggins.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go live. Let's get it cracking.
Facebook user. What's good? That always trips me out, bro.
Yo, invite your friends. Send it out. Like this. The more you like this, the more people are going to see it. We're gonna drop gems. The two biggest in the industry right now are gonna answer some questions.
Share the feed. Share the feed. Real quick, can you guys hear both me and Mike clearly? Can you guys see us clearly? If you can you put a 71 in the chat? 71. I'm gonna make y'all work for it.
Let's go. Yes, he sees us. There you go. Sip, tip, or dip.
That's right. Strip club rules do apply here.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Invite your friends. Let's get this room cracking, man. Let's get it packed full of people, man.
Sounds like we in the game. If you guys can hear us and see us clearly, put a 71 in the chat. And by the way, we are doing it just like we did, was it a couple weeks ago, right, bro?
Yeah, man.
We're going to have you guys join us live. If you guys have questions that you want to ask myself or Mike, join us live in the podcast to specifically talk to us. That's how we want to do this. We want to make sure that you guys are involved in the conversation. It gets super boring just seeing two talking heads. We know some podcasters out there who spend 30 minutes bullshitting. We are not those guys. We are not those guys. We want to hit you guys with the absolute fire off the rip. Today, what we're going to be talking about on the Limitless Credit podcast is Mike and I were having a discussion about some of the things that make building credit successful, some of the things that also hinder people when attempting to build credit. And what we came across is that you guys are, honestly, most of you are missing the absolute fundamentals for building a solid foundation to build legitimate credit. All of y'all have been paying attention to this business credit crap and how to put stuff in your business name and how to avoid personal credit. But the reality of it is you can't. And in order to get the right type of profile, you guys need to understand and have the rules and guidelines on how to build credit. And honestly, it starts with understanding the credit score algorithm. Am I right, Mike?
Absolutely, man. Listen, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're out there. Hit the follow button, but make sure you hit that like button so all your friends can join. Share it to all your friends.
Yep.
We're going to drop some serious gems in this room, ladies and gentlemen.
And also, if you guys are here from my Facebook page or you're here from my YouTube channel, please go follow Mike's channel. If you hear from Mike's channel, please go follow my channel. Because yes, we both get together and we put out amazing content, but Mike is good at things that I'm not good at. I'm good at things that Mike is not good at. And so, yes, we bring this together to you in one very dope podcast. Yes, absolutely. But we both put out very solid content on our own. And it's different enough where you guys can actually learn from both of us in separate ways. So I appreciate y'all for following, but do yourself a solid favor, y'all. Go follow Mike's channel at Mike the Credit Guy. All you got to do is search him at Mike the Credit Guy on YouTube. You can find me at Just J Woodfin on YouTube. And we're gonna keep y'all going in the right direction. So far, so good with the 750 approved. All right, Uki. All right, appreciate you. Yeah, man. 750 approved is rocking and rolling. And Mike's gonna be rolling his DIY out pretty soon too. I'm excited for my man to get in the game with the new DIY standards, man. He already has a solid product out there, but the heat is coming soon for his followers as well. So if you, how many people we got in here, man? We got
150 people in the room. Let's get some more people. Invite your friends. Send it out. Share it. Like it. The more you like it, the more people we're gonna get in this room. I want to get as many people as we can in this room so we can help more people. It's all about building a community and helping as many people as we can. This is what it's all about. So make sure that you guys are out there sharing this and telling everyone, okay?
So Tico, is it is it credit score or is it credit scores? So everybody will say credit score, right? Because typically speaking, when you go apply for a credit card, they will just pull one of your scores. But you do have many, many credit scores overall, dozens and dozens of credit scores overall. But when you say credit score, you can say credit scores. It really doesn't matter. It's interchangeable. But yes, there are dozens of credit scores out there. And the goal is to learn the basic fundamental rules to be able to build a solid credit score. It doesn't matter what industry specific score you're trying to target. If you get these 5 parts of the credit score algorithm down, you will be successful in building a good credit score, period. No matter what you're targeting, a mortgage, an auto loan, a credit card, business funding, it doesn't matter. You still need these 5 principles, 5 basic principles of building credit, while Mike is over here tearing down the studio to understand how to get it going in the right direction. You know, so many people I talk to on a daily basis simply don't understand the fundamentals of building credit. They don't understand the fundamentals of the credit score algorithm. So I'm not going to make y'all get on my calendar for this today. Mike ain't going to put y'all through the ringer. We're going to give you guys a sauce up front. And obviously we have very different approaches on everything, but collectively together, we always come to a happy set of information to bring you guys. So Mike's going to have his way of explaining it. I'm going to have my way, and either way, you guys are going to get information rich today.
Absolutely, man. We're going to break down the 5 categories that make up the fundamentals of credit. Like Jay said, man, everyone is so focused on trying to do some type of hack, and they don't understand that a lot of these hacks that people are claiming they're not even attached to the 5 fundamentals. My favorite thing is I made a really big video that talks about, you know, how to attack the addresses that are attached to old bad debt. You know, removing those addresses is very key, but people took that content and they spinned it into something that it wasn't, saying that, you know, deleting old addresses is going to increase your credit score. I never said that in any way, shape, or form, you know, and a lot of these creators went out there and created this content and said, if you delete these, it's going to help your score rise. No, it's not. It's not a part of the 5 fundamentals of credit. So these bogus claims that people are making, it's not going to increase your credit score in any way, shape, or form when you delete bad addresses or old addresses. What it's doing is it's disassociating you from bad debt. So we need to get back to the fundamentals of credit to teach you and make you understand how you can get to a higher credit score. Because once you master these 5 fundamentals, it's it. You've beat the game. You've won the game. If you can understand these, this is very important to your success. You know, there's no hack that can hack the 5 fundamentals of credit, unfortunately.
Not at all. Not at all, man. And this is something, Mike, you hit something that's really a huge pet peeve of mine. And honestly, bro, it comes from creators regurgitating content that they don't themselves understand. They see what's hidden, they see what's getting the likes, what's getting the views, and then they take it and they misunderstand it, and then they feed people the BS on top of it, bro. And it does more damage to the community, because I get contacted by people all the time. Hey, bro, I'm trying to delete these addresses because, you know, I'm trying to get my credit score up. And I'm like, there's 5 parts to the credit score algorithm, just 5. Not one of those 5 parts is dedicated to your name, your address, your social, your date of birth, your employment history. None of that. Now, you're never going to get a single point from fixing your names or lack thereof, but it does have a purpose. And then trying to re-educate people becomes the hard part, bro. And that's kind of where you and I both, you know, kind of have a lot of backlog in our calendars, is people getting on our calendars needing to be re-educated. They're learning bad habits, and those habits are having to be unintroduced, and then you introduce new information, which then creates confusion. So you guys stick with us. We are going to clear up a lot of the BS today as far as exactly how you can possibly increase your credit scores the real way. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that we got enough people in here, man, because we got to make sure that we are serving the masses. So what we didn't do, dog, is we didn't see where people are coming in from. Where are you guys coming in from? If you guys want to put your location in the chat, it's always nice to know exactly where our contributors are coming from. Go ahead and put where you're from.
Yeah, tell us where you're from. What city?
Monica Lee, hello.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you like this so more people can get in the room. We're filling up this room really fast. Let's get it rolling.
We got Detroit, Arkansas, Tennessee,
Texas, Philadelphia,
LA in the house.
Albuquerque, NYC, Alabama.
My Philly fam, I see you. My Alabama fam, roll tide always, even though we took that L this past weekend. All you Dallas fans, y'all can stay home. Y'all don't have to come up in here.
Houston, Jersey, South Carolina. There we go. Let's go.
We want Dallas Cowboy fans to have bad credit. Y'all can't come in here.
Seattle, South Texas, Kansas, Minnesota, South Carolina, North Carolina. There we go. Puerto Rico, all the way from Puerto Rico. He's probably the only person that has a signal in Puerto Rico right now.
Bro, Cleveland, Ohio, so you know I need help. That's cold game, man.
Go, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Go. Let's keep it rolling.
All right.
There we go.
You guys offer classes. This is the class. This is the class.
That's right.
Y'all don't know how we get down. First of all, you guys, we don't get down like everybody else. We are not keeping the information hostage.
Sign up for my webinar. Sign up for my webinar.
Sign up for if you want more information, sign up for my webinar. No, we're not doing that to y'all. We are not doing the webinar. This is it. This is it. Look, Mike, Charlotte, they all around you, big dog.
Yeah, man.
Man, where's Riverside, California at, man? Where my Riverside folks at?
Ain't nobody in Riverside. They all got good credit, bro.
Oh, man.
There we go. Let's go. Follow both of us. Subscribe, like, shoot this out to everyone. Okay. Let's go. She got a Dallas. They got a Dallas shirt on.
Oh, my God, bro. Oh, my God.
He said, you got a Dallas shirt on, bro.
No, this ain't Dallas. This is Dodger blue, baby. This ain't no Dallas blue.
North Carolina, let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's hold up. Let's get the eagle focused in on. Forget my ugly face. That beautiful bird up there. Beautiful bird.
Oh my God. We can't see it because it's a
Rancho. Hold up. Rancho.
Rancho Cucamonga. There we go.
Rancho Cucamonga. I went to Rancho Cucamonga High School.
There you go. An hour from Mike, Greenville, South Carolina, Arizona, NYC, Alaska, all the way from Alaska, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Dodgers are gone. They are not. Stop lying. My
D boys is gone, man. D boys got smoked out the playoffs. They limped out like some. I almost said something that's gonna get us in trouble with the algorithm, bro. I can't get us caught up.
Don't do that.
They got punked.
Astros. Then we ain't talking about no Astros.
All right, bro. I think we got enough people in here. Mike, how many people we got in here, bro?
220, man. We got
220. Let's rock. I appreciate y'all for rocking with us, man. You guys got plenty of places where you get your credit information, but y'all here with us today. Appreciate y'all. So first things first, right? In order to build a solid credit profile, you need to have a full-blown understanding of the things that can hurt your profile in the process. A lot of people take things lightly on the credit profile. Mike, how many times have you heard I got one little late? One little late.
My favorite line is, I got a late payment, but it's going to fix itself in a couple of months.
Yeah, it's just one little late. I had one little 30-day late. You know how it is. Yeah, well, the credit score algorithm don't care. Because the first and most important part, and probably the most punitive of all, is your payment history, yo. You guys got to understand something. Payment history don't play. It ain't no little lies in the payment history game. You miss one 30-day late, and you could lose possibly over 100 points from having one 30-day late on a 20-year perfect payment profile. I've seen it happen. 20 years of perfect payment history. So you take 20 years times 12 months, whatever the hell that is. I don't do good math, but whatever that is, and you miss one payment out of all those hundreds of months, and it could drop your score up to 100 points. If you think I'm lying, I guarantee you somebody will say in here that they have had this experience. So 35% of your manipulatable 550 points. Understand this. Your credit score can go up to 850, but it can't go lower than a 300. You can manipulate up to 550 points of your credit score. 35% of that is towards payment history. I simply call it on-time payment history because that's really what it is. You got to have 100%. Now, they do have a scale on the FICO score chart of 100%, is this, and 99%, 98. You never want to go below 97. I'm telling you right now, honest to God's truth. I've never seen anybody at 99% in like a 770 club. Never seen it. Mike, am I lying?
No. Like,
So go ahead.
it's really important to understand, really, too, how long a late payment affects you. A lot of people think that a late payment is going to start to rebound, within 30, 60 days, your score is going to rebound. No, a late payment will hurt you for 5 years. I'm going to break it down, okay? If you get one late payment, the first late payment, or just any late payment, is going to hurt you for 11 to 12 months the most. It's going to hold down all your progress. It's going to hold down your score like a ball and chain. And it's not going to start to heal until the 12 months has started to pass. Once 12 months pass, in 24 months, it loses half of its weight. In 48 months, it loses 95% of its weight. That's 4 years. And in 5 years, it's not hurting your credit score anymore. Now, here's the kicker. It's still visible. And then after 7 years, you can no longer see a late payment. So it takes 5 years for your score to rebound completely from one late payment. So if you're out there stacking late payments, you're just destroying your credit file.
Yeah. And then, the biggest thing is it comes from a lack of discipline. It really does. I've noticed this about payment history more than any other part of the credit score algorithm. People simply don't pay attention. They're not paying attention. So, when you don't operate your credit, on a normal basis, you're really not focused. It's like anything else in life. You're not focused on it. And when you're not focused on it, it can slip away. You don't have any room for error when it comes for payment history. You guys have to understand that. The more serious and intentional you get about this, the better your credit file will perform. I am insanely ridiculous about my credit. Mike as well. It literally is all we talk about. Because when you are like that, all you do is focus on the things that can push you forward. You're never lax in it, because the credit score algorithm don't care about your circumstance. It don't care about COVID. It doesn't care about anything like that. You have to be keyed in on making sure that you never, and that's the key word here, never have a missed payment. So Mike, you're absolutely right, dude. I can't agree with you more, man. So that's the first and foremost portion of the credit score algorithm that you guys need to pay attention to. It is your payment history. Everything else, I don't care about your utilization. I don't care about what kind of credit you got. I don't care about anything else. You missing payments, you're done. You're done. So that takes us to the second part of did you have anything else to say about that part, Mike?
Yeah, a couple of things. I want to break down into how many points you can get, and then also another little tidbit. So each category, there's five categories. Each category has a certain amount of points that you can get per category. The maximum amount of points you can get for payment history is 192.5. So think about it. If you got 192.5 points from payment history, you lose 100. Man, that's a long way to crawl back up, man.
That caps your ceiling at 750 if everything else on your file is perfect. If everything else that we're talking about on your file is perfect, your ceiling is now capped. But I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a secret here. If you're not disciplined in your payment history, I promise you're not disciplined in your new credit. I promise you're probably got too many inquiries. That's more dings. I promise your utilization ain't quite tight enough. That's going to be more points lost. There's things that tell on people on a credit file. It tells on you about how you're operating your credit. I can almost tell you your life circumstance by looking at your credit report. So this, Mike is 100% right. 192.5 points. You miss one payment. That could take you all the way down to only being able to get 92 points on that particular area of the credit score algorithm, if you're perfect in every other way.
And one of the biggest mistakes that people make with payments is they set up their automatic payment to be hooked up to a debit card. Okay, you need to be hooked up to your bank account, directly to your bank account, because if something happens with your debit card, it gets lost, stolen, and has to get replaced. Okay, what happens? Oh God, I missed a payment because my credit card was compromised. Guess what? Your credit card company don't give a damn. They're not going to reverse it for you. It's going to be a miracle by the grace of God, okay? Because he's the only one that can usually change these late payments, and Metro too, okay? And goodwill letters. Sometimes goodwill letters help too, but an auto payment set to your bank account is not going to fail unless you just don't have the money, okay? So stop setting your auto payment up to your debit card. Set it up directly to your checking account. One, it's going to pull it out even faster. And 2, you're not going to have to worry about it failing and the payment not going through.
Way more stable.
I never have to worry about that. I don't even know where my debit card is.
That's true, bro. I listen, I don't carry my debit card unless I'm about to go out of the country, bro. It stays in my office drawer right here. I'm dead ass serious. It's not in my wallet. But Mike is 100% right. That's probably the biggest gem out of this entire segment. What Mike just said right here. Stability is going to be key when you're trying to manage your credit profile. A big part of that is knowing how to anchor your accounts to be paid on time, no matter what. Because Mike, I don't know about you. I've had to replace debit cards probably at least 3 or 4 times on a bank account that I've had for 15 plus years, bro. But that bank account is the same through and through. So, you know, you're 100% right, dog. That's a good one, big dog. That's a good one. Moving on to the second category that we need to address is going to be your utilization rate. How much you're using the amount of credit that you've been given or that you've been given access to. A lot of people are still going around touting this 30% number. It's not, you don't want to mess with that. So let's go to the basic math of the credit score algorithm, right? Utilization rate accounts for 30% of the 550 manipulatable points that you have on your credit file. This accounts for 162 points, right, Mike? Is my math right? 162 points? 162 points of that 500. 165. My bad, bro. 165. I got 92. I was like 62 don't sound right. 165. 165 points of the credit score algorithm. Regardless, it's a very large chunk. So you need to be under 9%, or I should say under 10%, 9% and below, in my professional opinion, in order to see benefit from this particular area of the credit score algorithm. This means if you have a $100 credit line, you cannot let more than 9% report to the credit bureaus. Notice what I said. I did not say you can't use more than 9%. This is another thing that I often have to educate people on during my discovery calls, bro, is that it's not that you can't utilize more than 9%. You can't let more than 9% report, which means I don't care if you blow this credit card up, over 100% 7 times throughout the month, as long as you pay it down. And this is where that statement date rule comes from. As long as you pay it down a few days before the statement ending date, and then you allow a few more days, what I like to call the blackout period, to make sure that everything reports to the bureaus in a proper fashion, you will always report at a lower utilization rate than what you're actually using. And that is what's key. Go ahead, Mike.
Yo, that is super key, man. One of the biggest things that people don't understand about utilization is everyone is so focused on how much you're supposed to use, okay? You know, I've been on some of the largest websites, and when I have some downtime, I like to go look at these big websites that show blogs about Experian, okay? One of the credit reporting bureaus. I'm not going to say any names, but one of these wallet people that talk about credit cards, they're talking about don't use more than 30% of your credit. It does not matter how much of your credit that you use, okay? What matters is the balances that report. Remember, balance stat reports, okay? That's really key to understand because we hear it all the time. Oh, I thought 30% was okay. Now, here's another really good gem for people to know. Everyone reads their documents when they get their credit card, and it states on there that if you pay off your credit card in full by your due date, you will not incur any interest fees. Now, if you flip the piece of paper over and you read the fine print, it will clearly tell you that if there is a balance that reports, you are going to accrue interest fees, okay? This is something that people love to argue about. If I pay my credit card off in full by the due date, I don't pay any interest. I don't know what you're talking about. No, I'm sorry. Your interest is calculated when your balances are reported. So if you carry a balance by your statement closing date, guess what? You just lost and you're paying interest fees. So your due date is created by the balances that you carried over. If you don't have any balances, there's no due date. That's just a fact.
Yeah, and then also another thing that people don't understand about, and this is something that I want to add to some videos that I didn't put in the video. Now, you guys have to understand when Mike and I are making TikTok videos or IG videos or Facebook videos, we are on a very limited time constraint, and sometimes some of the important information doesn't get fit in there. I'm going to put this out there for you guys, and I hope you guys got pen and paper for this one because this is something that people miss. Now, Mike started or Mike hit the safety net process for making sure you don't have late payments, which is making sure that your payments are tied to your bank account and not your debit card. I'm about to give you guys the key to making sure that you never incur a late fee on your credit statement when you're trying to operate by the statement closing date payment rules. So I hope you guys got pen and paper out, because this is going to be a hitter. When you're making sure that you pay your statement or pay your bill down before your statement date, and you have that blackout period where you're not spending any more money, you have to leave about 4 or 5 days after you make your payment, and then you can start spending money again. But here's the kicker. Sometimes in between your statement closing date and your actual due date is like a period of 10 to 12 days. It can be that big of a gap, maybe more sometimes. In that time, you're starting to spend money again. Guess what? They can make a minimum amount due on that amount as well. If you don't pay that at the due date, you will incur interest or a possible late fee on your credit card statement, even though you made a huge payment right before your statement date. Your payment statement date does not necessarily satisfy your due date. So in order to make sure you, at the very least, don't get a late fee, you need to make sure that you have each one of your credit cards set up for automatic bill pay out of your bank account for the minimum amount due on your due date. You want to make your massive payment to knock the balance down for utilization purposes and reporting a couple of days before the statement date. You want to make sure that your safety net, your catch-all, is your making sure that you have your automatic bill pay set up, your automatic withdrawal for the minimum amount due on every single credit card on your due date. This makes sure that if there's any leftovers, it gets caught without getting you that $27 or $35 late fee that can come from your credit card. And yes, oftentimes your credit card company will waive that fee, but it's still a hassle. You don't want to be caught in the mix of that. So cover your butt both ways. Pay a couple days before your statement date, and then also make sure that your automatic bill pay is set up for your due date for the minimum amount due. This way it catches any leftovers. Mike, you have anything else?
Now, more than anything, understanding with utilization, you control those 165 points. Okay. Now there's a whole thing of how much utilization should I carry? Okay. One, the safe spot is to keep it below 9%. The moment you cross that threshold of 9% utilization, you're going to start to bleed points, because credit is based on repayment. The higher balances that you carry, the more points you're going to lose. You owe somebody money. It's like people don't get that. Right. If you owe somebody money, you're not going to be rewarded for it.
Right.
So keep it below 9%. Now, I teach all my clients, keep your utilization at 0% all the time. That's going to get you the most amount of points that you can get. Okay, that's the first step. Now, you can potentially get up to 10 extra points. Okay, now listen to the word that I just said. You can potentially get up to 10 extra points if you carry between 1 to 6% utilization. And what I tell people this, your score should be high enough where this does not matter, because you're paying interest fees, whether it be minuscule or not, you're giving away free money. If you're trying to give away free money, send it to me. I'll take it. Okay. I'll buy myself something nice with it. Okay. But the point here is paying interest does not make any sense to me or anybody else that's really financially literate. So if you're gonna try to get those extra 10 points, do it before you get a credit card, before you go apply for a car loan, before you go apply for a mortgage. Prep your credit 30 days ahead of time to carry that little small balance, because walking around carrying an extra 1 to 6% utilization and paying these interest fees is kind of silly. So it's kind of pointless at the end of the day. But making sure that you understand, you can only potentially get up to an extra 10 points. So all these people that are saying your score is going to get so high, you're going to get more points. Literally, I can potentially get 10 points. Jay might only get 8, or you might only get 3. Someone else might only get 6.
It depends on what shape your credit file is in, bro. It's like everything else with the credit score algorithm. It all depends on the other factors as well. So if you got late payment, and this is yet another thing that presses me about this situation. Like Mike said, people are so worried about getting that extra 10 points, but you got a 580 credit score. You need to get to like the 750 area or the 720 area or 790 area where that extra 10 points makes a difference. You're worried about the nuances of the credit game and you haven't learned the basics. So I don't like the whole 1 to 6% situation because it forces people to start juggling balls that they're not prepared to handle yet. Instead of just getting the basics down, pay your shit off. How about that? Pay it off. Make a good habit of paying off your accounts and making sure that you have 0% utilization reporting, because guess what? Even though the credit bureaus will flag you for having a dormant account, they can't close your account. So as long as the account is active, your credit points are going to be counting towards that. And guess who deems your credit account to be active? The credit card company. You know how they know your account is active? Because you're using your credit. So I don't care if you're paying it down to zero every single month. 16 of my 18 credit cards have zero balance, none whatsoever. Yet they're all active every month because there's a Netflix bill attached to it, a Hulu bill, ESPN subscription. Something is attached to it that charges $9 to $15 a month on it to keep it active. So as long as it's open, I'm going to be getting the points for it for my credit score algorithm, for utilization. My payment history is going to show that it's on time every month. As long as I don't let the account close, I'm going to be good. So you guys need to understand, nuances come after the basics. Stop worrying about the little things when you haven't figured out the big things yet. So this is one of the big things, keeping your utilization under control by knowing how to spend on your credit card and, more importantly, knowing how to pay. Now, I dropped a video not too long ago about how I would put $1,500 a month on a $500 credit card. You guys can go check it out on any of my social media accounts at Just J Woodfin, on any of them. How I would put $1,500 a month. And it's simply by using the spend and pay method. You guys need to understand, you don't have to wait until the end of the month to pay your credit card bill. I pay my credit card bill sometimes up to 5 times a month, depending on how much I'm spending. I'll spend a little bit, then I'll pay it all down. I'll spend a lot, then I'll pay it all down. I never spend what I don't have in the bank. So I can always make sure that that happens that way. Credit cards are not a loan. They're not a personal loan. It's simply another way to spend money you already have. And as long as you adapt that mindset, take the money that's in your bank account, pay down the credit card after it clears. So this is sometimes 2 or 3 days later. But just make sure you dedicate the money in your bank account to paying your credit cards and not to buying stuff alongside with the stuff that you bought with your credit card. I promise you, if you guys follow those principles, your credit score will skyrocket.
Absolutely, man. Let's get to one of my favorites, man. It's called Credit Age of Credit. Okay. This is where a lot of people tend to fumble and mess this up, because everyone wants, I want to get to an 850. I want to get to an 800. People do not understand that the only way to get to that score is with age of credit. And I see a lot of times I go on people's credit files and I can tell that Credit Karma got a hold of them. Okay. And what I mean by that, I'm telling you, you know it. I see a credit file and I see First Premier, Credit One,
Merrick Bank.
There you go.
Merrick Bank. Surge.
Open Sky. Jesus Christ, man. They're just, you need to stop applying and getting credit, because age of credit is 82.5 points of your credit. Okay. It is only 15% of your credit, but it is one of the most overlooked and underrated parts of your credit, because you see this new credit card or someone's talking about a credit card and you're, ooh, I can qualify. I'm gonna go get it. Every time that you add a new line of credit, whether it be a credit card, an auto loan, a secured personal loan, okay, a recreational loan, a student loan, any type of new credit that you add to your credit file, you're reducing your average age of credit. You want to build your average age of credit as much as you can, and you have to be very picky and choosy as to what credit cards you add to your file, what new lines of credit you add. You need to make sure it's something that you really need, because this is the biggest mistake that we see. You're bombarded with all these credit cards that have $200, $300, $500, $800 credit limits. Those do not help your credit score. And I'm going to tell you right now, secured credit cards are absolutely garbage. Stop getting them. You don't need to. Okay.
There's a caveat there.
No, there is. But there's a lot of people that think that they have to get a secured credit card. Cred AI, CRED AI is one of the best credit rebuilding products out there. There's no hard inquiry. Okay. And there's no limit or certain amount that you have to keep in the account. You can literally put $10 on an account and it's going to report a $1,500 line of credit to all 3 credit bureaus. You can buy a soda once a month or a snack at a gas station, and then re-up with the $10 and you're done. That is the number one product in my mind that I've seen that anybody can rebuild with and start rebuilding with it, and a lot of people can qualify for it. But the problem is you're going after these open skies, these first premieres, because Credit Karma told you to.
Right.
Okay? Do the research and find a credit card that's going to work for you, because you're going to have to keep that credit card, because remember, age of credit is going to build your credit score. The longer you keep that card open and the longer you keep it around, it's going to help your credit. But if you open it and then you close it, you just wasted that age of credit.
Yeah, Mike, and let's not pretend, bro, that this only affects people with bad credit scores, because you and I have both been susceptible to applying for shit we don't need, dog. And it's like, hey man, I bet I can get this, I bet I can get that, and next thing you know, I'm let me just story time with Jay real quick.
Let's go, let's do it.
At the end of last year, I had a couple things happen to me that knocked my credit down from an 825 to a 740. And my payment history didn't change. My utilization rate was on point. My credit mix, well, I'll get to that. But in September of last year, I paid off my truck. My credit dropped 40 points the next month across the board. Boom. And then there were a couple of credit cards that came out. That U.S. Bank one that we were talking about was one of them. U.S. Bank. I don't know why I did that, bro. But I just wanted to see. I wanted 24 months, 0% APR. I didn't need 0% APR. I just wanted to get the card. I didn't have a U.S. Bank card, so I applied for it. Boom, got it. They gave me 12 grand. I was pissed. I'm like, damn. Now I done got the inquiry. I done dropped my credit age. My credit mix took a hit because my auto loan was taken off my credit report. I went from an 825 credit score down to a 740 because I applied for 2 cards I didn't need, and I paid off my truck. It can happen to the best of us. Yep. I could be a victim just like all of you guys. The point is, don't apply for stuff you don't need. There should always be a goal when you're applying for a particular credit card. I lost my discipline. I paid the price. Now I'm bouncing back. I'm back up at a 791 and 805 over here and a 796. But either way, I'm bouncing back. But I can't recover that age. Once you take that hit, you can't recover that age. And I was doing that on a year after year thing, applying for a couple cards here, a couple cards there, lose my auto loan. It all catches up. So you have to be extremely disciplined when it comes to the credit file as a whole, because everything affects everything. Please believe me when I tell you that. So Mike is absolutely right. One of the things I wanted to say about what Mike said about secured cards are garbage. Secured cards are garbage unless they are with a bank or an institution that you can have a future relationship with. So I like to send people to Credit AI when they cannot qualify for, say, like a Capital One card. Capital One secured card, you can get in at a 550 credit score. Capital One, after a few months, could possibly put you into an unsecured card just like that if you spend properly on it and you show good faith. So that leads to something, because that Capital One Platinum card can turn into a Quicksilver card, which can turn into a Saver card, which can turn into a Venture card, which can turn into a Venture X card. So these things, they have to lead somewhere. But having an open sky card doesn't ever go anywhere. Merrick Bank can't do nothing for you except charge you. That's it. Having these types of credit cards on your file, and let's just walk it back a little bit.
Absolutely. Let me show you something real quick. I'm gonna
do your
put this
thing,
on
bro.
the screen.
Do your thing.
Somebody just said something that really bothered me, and it says just use your business credit. I'm gonna go ahead and be the bearer of bad news. Okay, all right. If you have bad credit, okay, and you try to go to get a business credit card, let me see. Hold on. Let me pull out my 2 favorites right here. Okay. If you go apply for a business credit card and you have bad credit, you are not going to get one of these credit cards. Okay. I'm just telling you right now. Bad credit is going to stop you because you have to be a personal guarantor. So stop thinking that because you have bad credit, you can shift it over to business credit. That's not how it works. You're not getting a Chase Bank credit card. Okay. It ain't going to happen. You're not going to get an American Express. Okay. So we need to get out of that mentality thinking that if we go to business credit, we can get rid of all our problems. You need to fix your personal credit to help you establish really good business credit. That's just it.
It's true.
There's no way around it.
It's true. It's 100% true. 100% true, man. And by the way, you can get business credit with bad credit. You can get a Capital One Spark card, but that reports to your personal credit.
I was about to say personal credit.
That reports to your personal credit. So now what? Now you got this card that doesn't mean anything because it's a higher APR. It offers you absolutely nothing in the way of benefits, and it still reports to your personal credit. So you can't skip the line, y'all. Can't have this short-sighted mentality. You have to learn the basics. And I know we're going through a lot of information, but the good thing about this for you guys is that the live will be posted all over the place. So yes, we're going fast because we only got like an hour. You know what I'm saying? I got like maybe 30 minutes left, 20 minutes left. And we're trying to force feed as much information as possible so you guys can at least start operating by the basic principles.
Let me finish on a topic right here with this secured credit cards. Yes, I said secured credit cards are trash. Okay. And I believe that because one, it's really hard to move forward off of a secured card on your file and then keep it on there for a long time. But if you can find a company that will graduate your secured card to an unsecured card. Now, I don't mean by them offering you another product. I mean, they're gonna take your secured card and turn it into an unsecured card, and you keep the same account. Okay, that is super valuable. There are only 2 cards that I know of that do that right now. That's Discover. Okay, the Discover secured card will graduate to an unsecured credit card, and they will keep the same account, so you don't lose anything. They don't close an account. Now, the other one is the Harley-Davidson secured credit card by U.S. Bank. Okay.
Bro, Capital One does it too. Capital One will turn your secured platinum card into an unsecured platinum card.
As of lately, we've seen an issue that they're offering other credit cards instead of making them turn them into the other. I
understand that, but you gotta understand that you don't have to take the offer. You can request that they simply upgrade your card to an unsecured card, and they will do that. But tell them why it's important, Mike, because this is the reason. This is the whole thing about the average age of credit. We didn't get to the average age part. This is the thing about the age of credit situation is all this does is protects the integrity of your age of credit. So instead of starting over with a brand new card of the same ilk, which basically, if you get a secured platinum card from Capital One, and then they offer you an unsecured platinum card, well, now you done just opened up the same card with no extra benefits or anything, and now you're starting over with age from that other card, and you're not going to use that secured card anymore. So now you have just a dead account on there. So that sets back your age. Also, you guys need to understand average age of credit is really a big thing here. The way you calculate this is you take the number of credit cards divided by how long they've all been alive. And that's your average age of credit. And Mike, what's your opinion on the average age of credit for an 800 credit score? I say it's like 5 to 7 years. 5 years if you have a pristine credit file, but typically you need like 7 years. Am I right or wrong?
I think it's 10 years plus, man.
So I'm gonna be anecdotal with this. I have an average age of credit of like right now, like 4.3 years or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm at like a 796. I'm at an 805 on one of the bureaus. So it's totally doable if the rest of your file is set up properly. But what makes you say 10 years?
Because I've seen this crazy variation. Okay. And that's where I've seen the problem, because I've never been able to lock down a solid file that had only 3 or maybe 6 credit cards. The problem is people open up credit cards and they close them. They open up credit cards and they close them. So you're not really getting the real statistic. Now, when I look at somebody that has, 3 to 5 credit cards and maybe only a couple car loans and a mortgage, because when you close an account, a paid closed account that's in good standing is going to stay in your credit report for up to 10 years. Okay, so it's still helping your credit. But the problem is I've never been able to see a file that is 100% not closed accounts, because those closed accounts play a big role. Once you close an account, as like what happened to Jay, you close that account and then his credit score tanked. So then you lose that information and that data, and we can only see 24 months in front of us. I can't see more than 24 months in front of us. So yes, I have seen people that are between 7 to 10 years be past the 800 score. Okay, I have seen that, but I've seen more people that are 10 plus that are up there in the 825, 850s.
So I think 10, if the rest of your credit profile is in line, will guarantee you an 800 will guarantee that you're in that echelon, right? It will guarantee, regardless of whatever else, number of credit cards, whatever, right? 10 is like that number, but I firmly personally believe that 5 to 7 can let you qualify. Five to 7, it can get you there. So you don't have to have 10 years. At 5 years, it's doable. At 5 years, it's doable. 10, you're pretty much locked. Like there's levels to this, right? 10, you're pretty much locked. But I have never had an average age of credit at 10 years and I don't think you do either, bro.
No, absolutely not.
You know what I'm saying? Because of the way we apply for credit, right? I use a lot of my credit. I utilize credit. I don't just let it sit. But there are people who just let credit sit. They have 25 years of average age of credit because they have 3 accounts. So then they're lacking on the number of accounts, but they supplement that with the amount of years they have. So there's levels to this thing. There's levels to how you can put it together. But I think on a general principle, let's meet in the middle, bro. Let's call it like 7-8 years.
No,
8-ish years. You need to really aim to try to get your credit at that level.
No, absolutely.
I think that's fair.
I feel like the first very big pinnacle and big turn, and I call it a monumental time on your credit file, is 5 years.
Yep.
Once you hit that 5 years, it's like, whoa. Yep. Like I've seen some crazy jumps, crazy increases. Yep. And I see people that are sitting at those high tiers. My age of credit is absolutely trash because we play the credit game.
Right.
I test out a lot of credit cards.
We are our own experiments, just to kind of put it out there like that.
Yep.
We are our own experiments. At what score, at what amount of inquiries, you know what I'm saying? Can you qualify for this particular card, and what limit can you get based upon what you put in for income, based upon what you put in for expenditures? We are our own exploratory, categories or whatever. So we kind of play the game a little bit different because neither one of us really need all that credit. I got almost $300,000 in open credit and maybe use 40 of it at any particular time. And Mike, I know you're pretty far up there too, especially with the business credit side of it. So,
oh man, well, my business credit is absurd, and my personal credit, I sit at between, depends if I close an account or not, but usually between $175,000 to $250,000. I don't want to have more than that. It's not necessary. What the hell am I going to do? Even when my wedding just happened, I paid for that all, with one credit card. I put it all on my gold card.
And then paid it off with the cash in the bank. So it still never hit. You know what I'm saying? So, and then also guys, a lot of you guys get hung up on, I need to get this $25,000 credit card. I need to get this $30,000 credit card or $15,000. You guys need to understand that age is far more important than limits. Far more important than limits. As long as you know how to manage your utilization, you can have $25,000 in total credit limits and have an 800 credit score. You cannot have an 800 credit score with a 3-year average age credit history. No. So stop hunting credit limits, opening up new cards, hunting big ass credit limits when it's totally unnecessary.
Yeah.
Credit limits is unnecessary. Credit age is of absolute importance. So you guys need to understand the hierarchy of what the credit score algorithm is looking for. Go ahead, bro.
I'm going to touch on one last thing, and then we'll move on to the next one.
I hear you over there slapping around metal cards, but we don't have to have a competition, do we?
No, we don't. I want to talk about
start slanging around heavy metal here real quick.
I want to talk about like how your age of credit really affects you, and like when you go after these credit cards that you see all over social media. Like my favorite is the X1 credit card. Okay, everyone hyped up this credit card, and I get these credit cards to see exactly how they work and how to use them properly and everything. And I'm getting real facts about how these credit cards work. Well, I've had this credit card maybe like 6 months to 8 months, something like that. I got an email from X1 telling me, we've reviewed your file, not my credit file, but we've reviewed your account, and we've decided to lower your credit limit from $11,000 all the way down to $8,000. And the reason why they do that is because you're not using the card enough. If they give you a $10,000 line of credit, which everyone wants to chase these large limit credit cards because it keeps your utilization low. If you're not using your available credit, they will lower it because the banks pay insurance on your lines of credit. Okay. They're paying the taxes on these lines of credit every year. So if you're not using it, why would they keep it active for you? One, and then keep the credit limit where it's at. People don't understand and get that. And then what happens is You don't use it, they're going to shut it down. There goes your age of credit.
They also have a capped amount of money that they can have accessible to any amount of people at any given time. So when you're holding $25,000 hostage, not using it, that's money that they can't go collect interest on from another client. Correct. So they will pull that money from you so that they can have it available to another client. I forgot something, bro. Back at the utilization rate area, dude. Okay, I forgot a very important piece of information. When it comes to utilization rate, you have to make sure that you understand that it is a cumulative amount of accounts. You cannot have a 50% utilization rate on your accumulative, all of your credit cards combined. You also cannot blow up one single credit card and let that report that way. Let me explain. Let's just say you're me. You got 18 credit cards, right? 17 of them are at a zero balance. But then I let my Chase Reserve card report 60% utilization. My credit score is going to get crushed. You can't let one single card report a bad balance or a high amount of balance. I won't say a bad balance, but a high amount of money compared to the limit that you have to spend. You can't do it. You have to be disciplined across the board. So if you have a pen and paper, please write this down. You need to be below 9% on the accumulative amount of cards that you have. And you can't have a single card report above 9% if you want to see benefits in the points area of that particular part of the credit score algorithm. It's extremely important. I don't know how many credit files I see every single day where they're doing great on 10 cards, but they're maxed out, super maxed out on one, and they don't understand why they're at 580. It's because you can't do that. Oh man, I thought I was doing well. Well, you are, but the credit score algorithm don't give you points for being close. They want it all. So I missed that. I wanted to go back and make sure that we address that because this live needs to give all the game, and I want to make sure that we don't leave nothing else. So sorry about that, Joe.
I want to say a shout out to my man Robert Benjamin, who's actually in the chat right here. He's one of the biggest creators on YouTube, so I just want to give him a shout out, tip the hat off. Thanks, bro. I see you in there. Okay, thanks for the support.
What's going on, Robert Benjamin?
Yeah, man. So like, it's crazy, man. Let's move on to credit mix. This is one of my favorites. Okay, credit mix. Okay, you want to go ahead and take this one off?
This one is probably the most difficult for people to understand because this is probably the most unfair area of the credit score algorithm because payment history you can manipulate. You can manipulate that. You know you can make payments on time. That's up to you. Utilization, you can manipulate that. You buy, you spend, and you pay. You spend and you pay. Make sure you pay it down by this statement date. Your average age of credit. You don't apply for credit, you keep high average age of credit. It's super simple. But with this one, the mix of credit, this is what trips everybody up, including myself, because you fall into that area of how do I properly maintain this without harming the other areas of the credit score algorithm? Do I need to have a personal loan on my file? Do I need to have an auto loan? Do I gotta have a mortgage? What happens if I apply for this? Well, the problem with credit mix is that a couple of the key areas of that particular part of the credit score algorithm belong to installment loans. So you need to have, I like to say, to have a solid early credit file, 3 revolving credit accounts, which are credit cards. Revolving, you want to have a solid 3 accounts that you have on your file that you're utilizing. Then you need a short-term loan and a long-term loan. Now, a short-term loan is any type of installment loan, a short-term installment loan and a long-term installment loan. A short-term installment loan is any loan under 24 months. Is that what you tell your clients, Mike?
Yep.
So a personal loan for under 24 months or anything like that. A medium-term loan will be like an auto loan. And that kind of satisfies both categories. You know, you can get away with that with an auto loan. A mortgage loan is its own category. So yes, it is an installment loan, but it's literally coded as its own category. Unlike those other loans are coded as installment loans, mortgage loans literally are coded as a mortgage loan. So the problem with this area is that installment loans die no matter what you do. You cannot keep them. So if you get a 2-year personal loan, at 2 years, it's going to die, and then it's going to harm the average age of credit. Then what do? You got to go procure another personal loan. Well, then what does that do? That lowers your average age of credit again, puts another inquiry on your file, and now you have a new account on your file. So it's like, damn, you done hurt 3 areas of the credit score algorithm. So managing your mix of credit is always going to be one that's tricky, but I'll just give you guys the basics that I tell my clients. You want 3 revolving credit lines with your credit cards, 1 short-term installment loan, which is under 24 months, and 1 medium-term to long-term installment loan, which for me is like 5 years plus. Go ahead, Mike.
I like to talk about, you really nailed it on the whole, installment loan thing. This is the biggest thing, like, especially with Navy Federal, you have to understand the only reason why you're doing a pledge loan, a secured loan with Navy Federal, is to raise your internal Navy Federal credit score.
Right.
And it's going to affect your personal credit also. So what I see a lot of times is people just want to do the 6 months and they want to be done. I'm like, oh my God, like don't do 6 months. It's going to tank your credit score in 6 months. So all that hard work you did is going to set you behind.
Right.
The minimum you should do is a year, but I don't even like saying that,
bro.
I know.
I literally tell people when it comes to the Navy Federal pledge loan, how much can you afford and how long can you afford it?
Yep.
Do that. The most for the longest, because you want to keep that thing for as long as you can. You know what I mean? And that's when I get my auto loans, and I made a mistake with my truck. I got payment happy, but I always will get an auto loan for as long as I can hold it. And I'll put a huge down payment down, have a very tiny monthly payment, and carry that whole out. Carry that bad boy out for 72 months, bro. If I can, if I can make a $25 payment for 72 months, I'll do that. You know what I'm saying? That's going to help my credit score. So, there's a way to learn how to play this, to learn how to play the algorithm, but you can't beat it. And this is the reason why I don't believe in the 850 credit score. To me, it's like chasing a ghost.
That's exactly what you're doing.
It's chasing a ghost, because in order to manage a credit file where you can hit an 850, you can't use your credit. You can't use your credit. So, if you have a usable file, you have to know, just like I'm learning, and I'm sure Mike is learning as well, you're going to take some hits, because installment loans is always going to be the area that trips you up. Oh, Jay, I just paid off my mortgage, man, and my score went down. How'd that happen? It's because this is the messed up part of the game. This part of the algorithm is the messed up part, because paying off a loan gives no rewards.
Yeah, and listen, it's one of the biggest things that people always ask me when they come on as clients. Hey, man, listen, I really want to pay off my car loan. Like, should I do it? And I'm like, all right, this is the facts of what you should know about your car loan. I'm going to tell everyone, if you can get out of debt, get out of debt. But here's the big but. If you close that account, it's going to negatively affect your credit score. It's going to tank it.
Who had that question?
It sucks. It sucks that it's built like this. But you need to understand that if you pay off any type of installment loan way too soon, you're going to have a negative effect, because you're closing an account. Anytime you close an account, it's going to tank your score. I've seen crazy shit all the way up to like 60 plus points. Okay. Yo, thanks, Robert Benjamin.
What about me, bro? I'm on here too. G. I don't do bad, Robert, Come on, bro.
Oh my God.
But somebody had a question that leads right into this, Mike, about the new Biden student loan forgiveness plan, bro.
I was about to lead right into that.
Oh, I saw it and I'm like, this is the one to answer that question. Go ahead, bro. You can start talking. I'm going to find that question to put up on the screen. It's a great question.
So this really affects all types of installment loans tremendously. Okay. It's insane. But what people need to understand, the biggest thing in American history is about to happen that nobody's talking about. Once those student loans are paid off, everyone's credit score is going to tank. Like, literally. What's going to happen is these loans are going to close, which is great. You're out of debt. Congratulations. But nobody's talking about the fact that you're going to lose your longest length of credit history. Now, technically, you're not losing it, because it's going to stay on your credit report for up to 10 years. Now, remember, a closed paid account can stay on your credit report for up to 10 years.
But, bro, you still lose the age, though, dog. That's the biggest part about this. My student loans come from when I was 20 years old, dog. I'm 40. Them student loans come off, dog. My average age of credit is gone. It's gone. I don't care what kind of credit score you're carrying. Those student loans, a lot of you guys have 20 student loan accounts reporting. That factors in.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know how the credit score algorithm is going to address for this. Hopefully they put a plan in place, but I got a feeling, bro. And this is going to be, it's going to have to be rectified by the banking system itself, because money is going to become so expensive, even for the best of us, because you can go from a 7 or an 820 credit score to a 680 overnight by having your student loans wiped from your credit file. Number one reason why I don't like a challenging credit challenging student loan accounts on a credit file is because it does far more damage than good when it comes to dealing with the areas, you know, that you want to improve on your credit score. So you have to take that into account. You have to. So yeah, that's a big thing, bro. I can't find that question, man, but I did see it. So I wanted to make sure that we addressed it.
I just put up a new one on the screen for us, bro. So
Okay.
I'm gonna let
First of all, hold on, before you answer this, bro. Why you guys not get? Oh, you know, we didn't put the damn link up. My dumbass. Go ahead, man. I'm over here looking. Just go ahead, bro.
So listen, this is a great question. I want to purchase another car and currently have 5 years on another car. Is it cool to pay that one off and get another? So what you're doing is you're closing one account and you're opening up a new one. So you're crushing your age of credit 2 times, not just once, because you're losing all of that age of credit. And then you're going to open up another one and reduce your average age of credit because you just open up a new one. Unfortunately, it's not going to be a good situation for you. It really always depends on what's on your credit file. Okay. But it's going to have a negative effect. There's no way around it. What are your thoughts on this, Jay?
The answer is no. Just unequivocally no.
Yeah.
I want to purchase another car, and currently, I mean, it really does depend on what shape your car is in. You know, are you going to get a far better APR rate? You have to weigh the pros and cons. But as far as strictly talking about what it's going to do to your credit file, it's going to hurt you really, really badly. So let me read the question out loud just to make sure I want to purchase another car and currently have 5 years on another car. Is it cool to pay off that one and get another car? So if you have 5 years on that particular car, what kind of loan are you in? Because you're either nearing the end of that loan. If I'm getting it right, you're 5 years in and you've gained 5 years of age, or you have 5 years left to pay. Now, if you have 5 years left to pay, it's probably not going to hurt you that bad because the odds of you having generated, you know, significant credit age on that particular account are very low. Most people don't get loans for much longer than 5 years, maybe 6, 7 max. So it depends on that question. So Tech Savvy Solutions, can you clear up for me before I go hard in the paint on exactly what you mean by I have 5 years on another car? Is that 5 years of age already built on that car, or you have 5 years left to pay on that loan? So we'll come back to that question, but we got Goldie in the house right now. Let's go ahead and he bounced out. right when I was about to put him in, bro, he bounced out. So anyway, yeah, so clear that up for me, Tech Savvy Solutions, and we'll get back on that. But overall, so he has 5 years left to pay. He has a 780 credit score. I don't think it's gonna hurt him that bad, bro.
No, it's gonna hurt him, bro. Because
I don't think so.
If he has 5 years left, that's five.
So here's the deal: if he pays that car off and satisfies that loan, he hasn't built enough age on it to really do significant damage. It's gonna hurt him, but it ain't gonna crush him. Yeah. I would tell him if he can procure the next vehicle before he gets rid of that old one and then dump that old one, what will happen is, yes, you'll take the hit, but who cares at that point? Now you got time with your new vehicle at your great APR from that 780. You got time to ride it out and let that rebuild, because it'll come back in a year. You'll bounce back in a year once you get that new year of credit age for that new loan. So I'm gonna be honest, bro. If you got the cash, I probably do it. I probably do it, man. I'm gonna be honest. That's my perspective.
Now, since we're on credit mix, I want to talk about mix of credit. Besides the installment loans, I want to talk about the different types of credit cards that you can have to kind of make that credit mix. This is something that a lot of people don't understand. Now, understand you don't need to have all this, okay? This is the biggest misconception that people have. This is not going to build your perfect credit file, okay? But it's going to give you a good mix of credit. Your credit mix is going to give you 55 points. It is 10% of your credit. Now, what I tell people is you want to have at least one regular credit card, okay? Like a Capital One or something like that, okay? Then you want to have a charge card. A charge card like by American Express doesn't have a preset credit limit, okay? Then you want to have a store card that's only store specific, okay, to whatever store you decide, like an Express credit card. Victoria's Secret's very popular. I don't know why, you know what I'm saying? But just kidding. We both know why. And then there's a store specific credit card that you can use at different vendors. So it has a Visa logo on it. So like a TJ Maxx, you can use it anywhere, but it's got the TJ Maxx logo on it. And then the fifth and final one is going to be a medical credit card. Everybody hates on the Care credit card, but the Care credit card,
why?
Because it's horrible. Well, you got to understand that when you do the Care credit card, it's built to help you temporarily. Right. So they're going to do like interest free for like 12, 24 months or whatever. Yeah. Pay it off. People
hate the card because they don't manage it properly, bro. Correct. You got to be disciplined with this stuff. So you can't hate on the vehicle. You got to hate the driver. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So
exactly.
Care credit is amazing, dog. It's amazing.
Correct. And like you can use Care credit for yourself, for doctor's visits, for dentist. You can use it for your dogs, your animals. You know, there's so many things you can do with Care credit. It's crazy. So those are the 5 different mix of credit cards that you can have on your file, which you don't need them. But understand that's what having a good mix of credit cards mean. I just want to talk about it. That's all.
No, that makes sense, bro. It totally makes sense. Jay Allen, hit the like button, y'all. Come on, y'all. How we got 405? We got 405 people in here. We got 272 likes. You guys, the reason why we beg for likes. Let me tell you guys the reason why. It's because it helps the algorithm. We're not vain like that. We could care less. But it helps the algorithm to push the content out to more people. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I charge a lot of money for a half hour of my time. Mike charges more. We giving y'all free game, and we want to give y'all more free game. So please help us reach as many people as possible. Thank y'all. Hit that like button.
Share it on your pages.
Yeah.
Make sure you go subscribe to Jay's page, not just mine. Make sure you subscribe to my page.
Not just mine. That's right. Because like I said earlier, some of you guys have joined us a little late. Mike is good at stuff I'm not good at. Simple. I don't know everything in credit. Me and Mike talk every day.
It's crazy.
Our wife can't stand us. We talk every day. And the reason why we talk is so we can trade information to help you guys more. We talk every day and exchange information. I don't know anybody in the credit game that has less of egos than we do to put our big egos aside, because we have big egos, but we put them aside to gain more information from each other, and it makes us better. So if y'all hit the like button, we can bring you guys way more game. We can bring more people way more game, because it ain't too many people telling the truth like we are. You guys can go check out some other channels and get some pipe dreams, get yourselves in trouble. We was talking about another young lady on YouTube today.
Oh my God. Yo, that story is turning even more.
It's crazy, bro. I mean, when the FTC is involved, but I promise you one thing, you ain't never going to see people knocking down my doors or knocking down Mike's doors. So we don't rock like that. We're going to give you guys the unfettered truth, man. So hit that like button, y'all, and keep us bringing back more content to more and more people. We appreciate y'all.
Like.
And somebody give Mike some stars. You know what I'm saying? I think Mike was hold on. Let me put you up here, bro, so you can, because you know Mike got bills to pay. Mike got bills to pay. Hold on.
Every time.
Hold on, there you go, Mike. No. Don't try to explain it, bro. During the you can support my page by sending me stars. A digital gift that helps me earn money. So Mike, you know.
Oh my God. This is so funny, man. It's too funny, bro.
You know, I'm gonna do this until you take that setting off, dog. Until you fix that crap, I'm gonna put you on blast every live, bro. But yeah, sorry, y'all. We got a little bit off track.
Let's go to that last category, man. The final category, which is inquiries. This is my favorite subject that people want to hound me about. Okay, one, you need to stop applying for credit with bad credit. Okay, there's not going to be some miracle little Jesus that's going to be like, hey, give them that credit card.
And it's not going to be a company that just misses the rest of your credit report. It's automatic. What you going to do with that 520 credit score applying for more credit?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. Yeah, go ahead, bro. My bad.
It's like we got to understand, man, that it's very important that no matter what you apply for, you have to be prepared for it. Entry level in any type of credit card is a 660. Okay. That's like, in my eyes, that's not good enough. I want to be above
550 for Capital One Security and 550 for Discover Security.
You see what I'm saying?
Go to Mike's website. Go to Mike's website and get your Capital One secure card.
It's important to understand that, man, that a lot of people don't get that you need to stop applying for credit. You need to understand, one, where are they going to pull the report from? Not every single lender pulls from the same credit bureau, okay? Not everyone's going to pull all 3 credit bureaus. Like Navy Federal, they only pull from TransUnion, okay? What is it? PenFed only pulls from Equifax. Is it Equifax?
I believe so. I believe so.
Equifax. You know, American Express only pulls from Experian. Okay.
Actually, different cards pull from different, but it's still only one. But different cards pull from different bureaus. So some of their cards pull from Experian, some of them pull from TransUnion.
Correct. So you need to understand where the pool is going to come from and see exactly where your score is. Okay. Stop applying for credit cards that you don't need and don't qualify for. Okay. Remember the word I just said right there, qualify for. You need to make sure that you qualify. You can do simple Google searches. Okay. And you can find exactly who they're going to pull from. Literally, easily. Okay.
It's true.
Yeah, Jay Allen is absolutely 100% correct. American Express will only pull once from Experian for your personal, and they'll pull only once for Experian on your business.
There you go. Okay? There you go. And what this means, go ahead, Mike. You're gonna lay it out?
Yeah. I actually made a video about the American Express secrets, so go watch it on my YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, this is a huge deal. This is one of the very few companies that does this. This is why I absolutely love and promote American Express very heavily, because once you're in the American Express eco family, in the little eco world, okay, you're not going to get another hard inquiry. And they have so many great credit cards that you can choose from, and you can build with them. One hard inquiry with American Express for your personal, and you can get up to the maximum of 6 American Express credit cards on your personal, okay? And then you can get only one hard inquiry for your business credit with American Express, and you can get a maximum of 6 business credit cards with American Express also. Now, you have to tread lightly with those numbers because there's 3 charge cards and 3 credit cards. You cannot have 6 charge cards, okay? You cannot have 6 credit cards with them. You have to spread it out. And they're not just going to give them all to you at one time either. I think I've got like something like 6 American Express credit cards or something like that. I think I've capped out.
I got 5 or 6.
Yeah.
But I have a mix of business and personal. So I think I have 4 personal and 2 of their business cards. So I'm not maxed out, but the saying is true, man. Like you can get an American Express card, go back 2 years later and go for another one without getting a hard inquiry. It just doesn't beat that. And Mike, they're the only company out there that does that, bro. Capital One don't do it. Citi don't do it. Discover don't do it. Chase don't do it. I don't know of another credit issuer that does that, bro. Not one. Not one. So American Express, once you get in that family, man, it's definitely a good place to be. And obviously when you hit that upper echelon of credit cards, you're going to be talking about Chase and American Express. So that can be the deciding factor of what you want to do. Now, I'm a Chase man. Mike is an American Express dude. But American Express definitely has the advantage on that one because I can't even ask Chase for a credit limit increase without another inquiry. So that's going to be a huge drawback no matter what. So it can be the deciding factor when it comes to that. Also, you guys, when it comes to inquiries, y'all need to understand that you can't just get inquiries, go apply for a bunch of crap, go apply for a card, have them hit you, have them hit you with 10 inquiries, apply for a couple credit cards, have them hit you with a few inquiries. You can't just do that and then go challenge them through the credit bureaus talking about, I want to get my inquiries removed. That is not the way this works. You have to let that breathe for a little while. You guys got to understand the credit bureaus do keep a file on you. They do understand when you are frivolously disputing items. Inquiries can be the quickest way to get your behind put it in frivolous dispute prison. If you really want to find yourself having a hard time disputing items, go ahead and dispute an inquiry that you put on your credit report a few days ago. See how it goes. I always tell my clients, give it at least 3 months. Give it 3 months from the inquiry, whatever you want to call it, inquiry incurment date. If incurment is not a word, I want to trademark it. The inquiry incurment date. Am I making up words, dog? The inquiry incurment date. Give it 3 months from the inquiry incurment date, and then go ahead and call them and go through the process with the fraud department, discussing unauthorized inquiries or whatnot, because it can't be true if you just racked up all this stuff like the same day. You can't go after all of these things like that. So you guys have to utilize some common sense when dealing with inquiries on the credit repair side of things.
No, absolutely, man. Like the biggest thing we see is like, I want to dispute these hard inquiries that I got. Like you got the credit card, man. If you dispute an active credit card inquiry,
active credit card,
okay, active, they're going to shut your card down because it's going to look like fraud. Okay,
it is fraud.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to admit that it's fraud. If you have an open account on your credit file that's been getting used, and you dispute that hard inquiry trying to get it off of there, you're going to lose that account. It's like a 95% chance. Simple as that. The fliggity flex. Hold on. Wait a minute.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, I have 8 American Express cards.
This ain't even in my wallet, so we don't have to do this if you don't want to, Mike. We don't have to. We don't have to do this.
We're not doing anything, man. What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about?
I gotta bring out the wallet and the portfolio.
Yo, Jay has a crazy portfolio that trumps. I mean, it just makes me look like.
I spilled my credit cards on the floor the other day, bro. I was so pissed. It took me like 7 minutes to pick up all my credit cards. I spilled them. I've never mind. At any rate, that's why I have bans on all my stuff now. It's the credit card. You know how the rappers had a money phone? We got the credit card phone, bro. We got that should be our thumbnail for this. Is the credit card phone? Because I'll go into the stash, bro, and start breaking stuff out. My wife was like, if they ever come in here, you're going to jail because this looks really bad. Really bad.
Like
nobody should have that much plastic, Jay. Nobody.
Like I'm not doing anything illegal. People, this is a great one where. Inquiries add up. And like at the end of the day, people always ask the question, like, how many credit cards should I have? Right? Like that's the number one question, right, Jay?
Yep.
Like, I don't think there is any specific amount. Okay.
I say 10, bro. So, I think a solid 10 is gonna put you in that category to achieve that 800. I don't know that you do it.
9 to 12 is that category of revolving line of credit.
How do I want to say this? Because you can do it with 3 credit cards.
Yeah.
But everything else has to be super pristine. So you guys have to understand, the more you have of each category, the more you just it mounts, right? It mounts. The more you can slack, you can have a little less, you can be at the 10% utilization if you've got 18 credit cards and, your average age of credit is 20 years. Oh, well, you got me there.
No, someone just asked who had it. So I was just
you got me. You got me. I don't want that. You want to tell them the qualifications for that, Mike, by the way?
It's way too expensive.
And you don't even use it, dog. Don't make me put you on blast, bro.
No,
I ain't never seen you buy nothing. We have bought plenty of stuff together, bro. I ain't never seen you pull that bad boy out.
Well, want me to tell you why? Because the annual fee.
Because it's trash, bro.
Yeah, it does not beat the platinum card. It does not beat the platinum card. So like,
and the platinum card barely beats the gold card.
Yeah.
Very strange.
And
that's a whole nother show, bro. That's another show. That's another show.
We won't go into that one.
That's another show.
It's like it's more of a status symbol, and I don't even like using it because it's not going to do me anything. I'm going to close it, unfortunately.
William Glover, 3 cards, 830 score. William, what's your average age of credit, William?
Yes, hit us up.
Since y'all don't want to talk to us in person, Mike, we got stood up today, bro. Nobody showed up. Nobody showed up to the date.
People get nervous to get on a camera.
Ain't nervous to talk to me, bro. I look like Timberland. Ain't nobody nervous to talk to me.
Bro, you making beats over there at the same time while you're working on credit?
Hey, bro. There it is.
Yo, look at what he just said. He said 4 years.
That's not. I want to see this, bro. I gotta see this. I gotta see his profile now. William, help me into the.
If you're looking at Credit Karma, it does not count. Okay?
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, yo, that ain't William. I'm telling you right now, bro. It's not. He said 3 years. Did he really say 3 years?
No, he said 4 years. He said 4 years.
4 years. So yeah. His utilization got to be 0. He's got to have. What kind of installment loans do you have? Now we on your head, William. Now we on your head.
Mortgage, no par note. Okay.
How old is your mortgage, bro?
Mortgage is
it's at least 10 years old. His mortgage is at least 10 years old.
Yeah, people don't understand how valuable a mortgage is, man. Never over 2%. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Right there. Never over 2%.
Got you.
Okay.
So he's playing that nuance game. I love it. 15 years at age of credit here and holding. Okay. His mortgage is under 5 years, bro. Okay. So that 15 years of average credit definitely helps him. But this is a surprise, bro. This is an anomaly. The 3 cards, 830 score, 4 years average age of credit. Good on you, bro. Good on you, bro.
One of my best friends, he's got, I think he has like 3 credit cards, and he was like right underneath an 850. I think he hit an 850.
Yeah.
With just 3 credit cards, a mortgage, I think 1 car loan, 1 new car lease, but the other ones fell off, I believe.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
How we kill it? Where your camera at, fam? You got a cam up, dude. We can't be having people on here with no camera on, bro. That ain't the thing. How we kill it? You got to turn your camera on. I'm gonna put you out until you turn your camera on.
Turn his mic off too. Like, what are we doing here, bro?
Yeah, like, what's going on, man? What's going on? Let me know when you're ready to rock and roll. Does anybody else want to join the live stream with us to ask any questions? Here he goes. Let's get him back in the game. Oh, he turned the lights off. Is that J. Cole?
J. Cole.
J. Cole. Hey, y'all want to call me Timberland, bro? I'm gonna call you J. Cole.
Turn your mic on, bro. We can't hear you. There you go.
You muted. Oh, hold on. Let me unmute him. I'll unmute him.
Oh, okay, unmute him. There you go.
J. Cole, how we kill it? What's good, big dog?
What's good, bro? How y'all doing?
Good, man. Good. What's up?
So, bro.
I just started working on my credit again. I had started like 2015. I had started picking up credit cards, but it was like around the time where I got like my first job, and I basically closed all them joints and I had to start all over again. So now I got 4 of them now, but like 2 of them is garbage ones. 2 of them is decent. I got the Discover Secure one. I got the Capital One Platinum joint. I got this trash card called Verve, but I rarely use it. Like, I just zeroed it out, so I'm not going to use it no more. And I just got approved for the American Express Credit 1-1, not actual American Express.
Okay, so this brings up a good thing. You guys you do understand that has no relation to American Express, right? All they do is process their payments through American Express's payment processing network. Okay, cool. Just a lot of people ask me that, hey man, I got the American Express Credit 1 card. Does this help me get with my relationship with American Express? The answer is no. So just to hit that real quick. Now my question to you with that
is Credit 1, and I know they trash.
Right.
I had them years ago.
What's your credit score, bro?
The Experian one, or are you saying like, because it's a bunch of them? Like,
right. So what are your credit scores? Give me your 3 credit scores. The big
on Experian it just went up earlier and it's 623 now. My Equifax one for some reason is like a 570 something.
Okay.
My TransUnion is 600.
Yeah, bro. You need to get a real credit report.
Huh?
You need to get a real credit card. I think you can get a real credit. See, this is one of those situations, Mike, where I would send him to Capital One's pre-approval site. I would let him run his information through the Capital One pre-approval site. It does not run a hard inquiry, and they will tell you what you qualify for. I'm telling you right now, 85% of the time, my clients get the card that they say they qualify for. So I think, bro, what I would recommend to you, and then I'll let Mike make his recommendation. I would say you want to deal with Discover, go through their pre-approval site, see what you qualify with them. Same thing with Capital One, go to their pre-approval site. If you can get a Capital One and a Discover card, dump the rest of them cards, go ahead and take the hit now. Use those other 2 cards, build your relationships with those credit issuers, and then you'll find yourself in a whole nother situation, bro, in 18 months. Mike, what do you think?
No, absolutely. The biggest, most underrated thing that people do not do is they don't go to Google, and you can literally type in pre-qualify Capital One, pre-qualify Discover, pre-qualify American Express. Before you apply for anything, you can do a pre-qualify with these 3 companies. And I think that American Express has set the tone this year and last year when they made this this link. Now, they used to have it hidden. Now they've published it, and they're making it very obvious. Okay. So use that to see if you qualify before you move forward. And if it tells you qualify for like 5 credit cards, take the middle tier one. But if you know your credit's trash, then get the secured credit card. You have no option. Don't go for the big boy.
Right.
Take the middle or the secured.
Right.
Do y'all have any trash cards, or are y'all like at that stage now where y'all like in that $1 million?
So with me, I took the beating about 2022. No shit, about 6 years ago. I took my beating. I had Credit One and Merrick Bank and First Premier. I had them all, bro. But I realized where I was headed with that. Now I was at like a 680 when I realized this. Them cards had like 3 years history on them. I closed them all, bro.
I really wish though. I really wish I didn't mess my credit
it's okay.
up. Like,
it's same thing with me. Like I didn't know any better. My trash ass friends back in the day that didn't know anything about credit told me to go to Credit Karma. Credit Karma told me to get a First Premier and a Credit One.
Yep.
Okay, those were my 2 first credit cards. I thought I was out here balling. I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, with my First Premier, you know, and like I looked super dumb, man. I was like, and that's what made me turn my life around with credit, was when I realized, like, my friend was like, yo, what the fuck is that? He was like, what is
Credit Karma? The only thing I like about Credit Karma more than
it's nothing.
It's nothing. No, it's like the detail. The detail of it is a little. It's like a lot better to understand.
You like it because it's free, bro.
Yeah, just say it.
Well,
it's free, bro. It's free, and it gives you activity reporting on what's going on with your file. That's it.
I agree with y'all that it's not what you want to go by, because they go by Vantage and nobody uses Vantage, so it's kind of no point in looking at it. But it's like it's a lot easier to understand your credit profile by looking at it. Like Experian, like you have to click multiple different things to try to figure out what you trying to figure
out. This is where you guys gotta listen to people like me. And if you guys want to learn how to read an Experian report, I mean, maybe me and Mike can come up with something where we can help you guys kind of start to learn how to deal with your credit on a more advanced level, because they keep you basic like this for a reason.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they want you to trust them when they tell you you qualify for this card and you qualify for that, and then you apply and you get denied and they still get paid. And that's the nasty little vicious circle that they put you in. Meanwhile, your score is dropping because you're getting these inquiries and you're not getting the accounts. Then you're looking for how to dispute the items. You're frivolously disputing. So then you're running yourself in this nasty circle of a downward spiral that's not going to end up anywhere good for you. So Credit Karma has one purpose for me, and that's for people who want a free product to monitor the activity on their credit file. They can do that way, but everything else serves no true purpose. I gotta get out of here, y'all. I just realized it's almost 6 o'clock, man. I gotta get up out of here. Look, I appreciate you guys.
Hey, y'all gonna do this again tomorrow or another day or something?
Gotta try to find a way to make this weekly, Mike. I didn't realize it had been 2 weeks already, bro.
Yeah.
I'm getting angry text from my wife because we're supposed to be up out of here at 6 o'clock.
Oh man,
I'm getting angry text, bro. I can't play with y'all. I got good credit, but I got a better marriage. I got to keep it that way. I appreciate y'all for rocking with us. I know y'all got plenty of places to go for your credit information, but y'all here with us. Thank y'all for y'all time. Hit that like button on your way out, and me and Michael find a way to put this together more frequently. I love y'all.
All right, take it easy, everyone.
Peace.
Bye.